I shared it with the group a couple weeks ago in the chat, but I wanted to break it down in Sharash Ibar to show you even more how learning our language, learning our original tongue is just so powerful, and you really just reconnect with Abba and with our ancestors, learning this culture, and you can see how poorly. Again, I don't think the translator were evil men. It's just it's the facts of the case, like the elders say in that prologue to Sirach. Our language translated into other tongues does not have the same force. Our language, no language on this earth can match us. I don't care how much they taunt the Egyptians and they want to praise the pyramids and the hieroglyphs and all that. The Greeks, the Greeks, because they're still ruling, they want to say how, sophisticated the Greeks were. Our language is unrivaled, and because people don't learn it, that's why a lot of bad doctrine is out there. And again, I'm not out here trying to, be the doctrine police. I'm not out here trying to, y'all. Those who have an ear to hear and really want to be as close as possible. That's who I'm here for. Because I grew up in church. You guys know my story. I grew up in church with all the antics and the shows. I'm just tired of the lies. I want the truth. And if you don't have the truth, be humble enough to say, I don't know. But a lot of bad doctrine is out here because they don't understand this language we're learning. So today's word is going to be another textbook example. These translators, being pagans and foreigners to our culture, messed the text up. They butchered the text. So, where is it at? Let me see. Where is it at? And it's going to be a simple word. It's an easy word. I think everyone's veterans. I don't see any new folks. We don't have to go through this. Did I miss a comment? I try to monitor the chat, but if anybody in there can help, keep eyes on the chat. Y'all guys know we're just pointing out the original letters and how they got changed here. That's all that's doing. You guys understand the tribal declarations. We're not trying to be puffed up. We're not trying to compete with any group. We're just trying to reconnect to our tribal customs and traditions, and that's what this language helps us to do. Take a few seconds to decode this word, and I'll play some music while you guys do that. This is one of my favorite songs by APP Yashar. Man, his channel, I was praising and worshiping all day yesterday. This song is fire right here. YAHAWASHAI walks. All praises. That is YAHAWASHAI walks, and man, that is fire. The brothers putting the word in the music, and you can hear it. You can feel the spirit in the music. A lot of brothers got music out here with nice beats and all that, but I don't feel the spirit. It's just a bunch of rhyming words. That brother has the spirit in his music, ministering. He's ministering in his music. All praises to the Most High. Anybody want to come off mic and just go ahead and say what this word is?
Kalah.
Say it again, out.
Kalah or Kalaha.
Kalah. So, I think everybody are. I don't think we have any new folks on. This is Kalah. You guys know we moved from the right side. The palm of the hand is the Ka sound. The shepherd's staff is the La sound. And the man with his hands raised is our Ha sound. And we know inherently there's just a short A sound after our glyphs. And this is Kalah. And this is a word that I came across last week. And I shared it in the chat. But I thought is a perfect example how these translators can't match us word for word. So this is Kalah. And there's many different ways to process this. You guys know our words come with a positive connotation and negative connotations. And we will understand the connotation by the speech. You know, if we were just naturally Shemitic or Israelites, we were never kicked out of our land. I would know how this word is being used, and whether it's being a positive word or a negative word. Today is in a positive context for the verse I pulled, and the way I processed it is the hand you're holding to the shepherd's spirit. You're holding on. You're grabbing on. You're clinging on to the shepherd spirit. That's just one way I processed it. Anyone come across a different way that you guys got it?
It might not necessarily be related to the context that they used it in, but one way was the hand of the shepherd revealed. The hand of the shepherd revealed. And then I just had it in my head on the other way. Behold the shepherd's hand. Behold the shepherd's hand.
Behold the shepherd's hands. If you go the other way, if you go backwards, pretty much if you go the English or the Greek way, that's how I do it a lot myself when I was learning. Behold the shepherd's hands. It's the same context of the verse I pulled, and it's just another testament. When we read the verse, you're gonna be like, these people do not know us, and they shouldn't. It's kind of like a catch-22, two-edged sword, because if they didn't translate our scrolls into English, then I don't know. I was thinking about that this week, and it's like, did we need these people? And it's like, no, we don't, because the Most High was going to make sure we got His word. If man, let's just let this flow. Without them creating the Bible, the Most High still was going to come get us. We see that's the one thing about being the people. They need teachers, they need scholars, they need researchers. But our ancestors received direct communication from Abba. Man, that's a praise moment. That's a praise break. So even without them creating this Bible, the Most High still was going to come see about us. He still was going to come talk to us. So it's like our punishment, we became English speakers, and now we have an English Bible. But now, because the Most High is restoring us, we're seeing this English Bible is really doing more harm than good. I mean, I know you may not catch that now, or maybe if you're still just growing, but when you get to a certain level in this thing, this English Bible has done more harm than good. And then when you add these wicked, I don't want to say wicked, I think really these men really thought they were preaching. They really thought they was doing something, And it's like your English language, even your Greek language, is terrible. It's terrible. Anybody else process it differently?
And I saw to give the shepherd's revelation or to give the shepherd's spirit. Those are the two things that I saw when I parsed it out.
Because with the hand we give things, you know, like a lot of the charities, they have the open hand as a logo. So
Hmm.
the open hand for us could be giving or receiving.
Or receiving, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, So that's a great way to process that. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. I forgot to start this. I'm on Ethernet, so let me see if I can do this live stream. Walk with me, and that YAHAWASHAI walk. Y'all gotta listen to the lyrics, man. We just ask, we're pretty much begging the Most High to walk with us, be with us through all these, you know, troubling times. That song is fire. YAHAWASHAI walks, and I started to, you know, I had to post it on the book. And I'm like, Jesus walks, nah, YAHAWASHAI walks. Jesus ain't never walked nowhere. So the verse is coming from, if you guys want to turn to Psalms 119, Psalms 119 is where I had to, I was reading Psalms 119, or I was listening to it during my fasting. I think it was Thursday, was my fast day. So I'm listening to Psalms 119, you know, the love letter to the law. And when I came across this verse, I'm like, that don't even sound right. I said, this just don't. You guys, again, I know Shamaria and Narai are the more seasoned, but as the rest of you start to really just dig in and continue to learn the language, you're going to see like this. These translations are terrible. These translations are terrible. So the verse is coming from Psalms 119 and 81. Tehillim 119 and 81 is where this word is coming from, Kalah. And if you go to Psalms 119, each chapter has a one of our letters as their head, and the head of this, or the letter for this chapter, is the Ka. Now the pagans don't know our culture, so you're going to see they spell it Kaph. But as I explained years ago, you can't create a language with words. So by them calling the letter Kaf, and you're actually spelling a letter, it's just idiocy. Like you cannot speak with words. Words don't teach you to speak. Sounds do. So the sound for that glyph is Ka. But if you check the KJV, their title is Caph. And it's like, it's just, again, this is the fruit of putting in the work. You can't develop a language with words. Sounds make up words. So the sound should be Ka. So this verse is Psalms 119. Anybody want to read it? 119 and 81.
I can read it.
The water out.
Psalms 119 and verse 81. It says, my soul fainteth for thy salvation, but I hope in thy word.
So the translators says, my soul faints for your salvation. And I checked it in the Septuagint, and it's the same translation. So this is one of the few verses where the Masoretic and the Septuagint are identical. And it's saying, my soul faints for your salvation. So as I'm listening to the audio app, I'm like, that verse don't even make sense. Like, my soul fainting, like, why I'm going to faint for your salvation? So I'm like, and I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, like how they're processing faint. So it's like, my soul is fainting for your salvation. It's like, I couldn't make any sense of that verse. I'm like, that does not sound right. So that's what led me to look it up in the Hebrew. And in the Hebrew, it's my anapash kalah. Anapash Kalah, my soul Kalah, YAHAWASHAI. Come on, this is, whoo, we'll be dancing and jumping around. My Napash faints for your salvation. Makes no sense. My Napash faints for your salvation. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And our native tongue is going to be Ah Napash. Ah is my. To make something personal, to use their system they taught us in their speech. Our ox head, the first letter of the first glyph of our speech, the ox head, we use that in front of a word to turn it into a personal pronoun. So for me to say my soul, I'm going to say Ah Napash. And usually I'll put an AH to let you know phonetically it's the ah sound, but we're growing and developing now. We're becoming born again Israelites, so it's time for us to grow up. So it's Anapash, my soul, and then our speech. This is one of the breadcrumbs that the so-called Spanish people or Hebrews, and when I say Spanish, I mean Spanish. They're something like the Spaniards. They're not Spaniards. The Spanish people are dark melanated people, and they are the descendants of Judah. And how the Spanish speak, they put the subject before the verb or adjective. So, Anapash, my soul, YAHAWASHAI, Kalah. My soul is clinging to YAHAWASHAI. Anapash, YAHAWASHAI, Kalah. Now, the way they taught us, they're going to say Anapash, Kalah, YAHAWASHAI. But our culture is flipped. YAHAWASHAI is going to be before Kalah. And what we're saying is, I'm holding on to your salvation with all I got. It's like, I don't know if you guys remember that movie Jerry Maguire when he what's the white boy name? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was the agent for Cuba Gooding Jr. and Cuba just dragging him like, I want my money, and it's so funny because Tom Cruise like, help me, help me, help me, help you, and that's what Kalah to me is. I'm clinging to your salvation, Father. I'm holding on to your ways with all I got. That's the man. It's a Kalah. You see how much my soul faints for your salvation? It makes no sense. No, my soul Kalah for your salvation. It's like oh wow, thank you, Abba. The perfect example of Kalah is like our father Yaquab holding on to that Malachayim. What did Yaquab tell that Malachayim, my Bereans? What did he tell them? Anybody remember?
He wasn't gonna let go until he blessed them.
Come on now. He said, they was wrestling all night until the daylight is coming. The Malachayim knows I gotta go back before Abba and report back. And Yaquab, Jacob says, I ain't letting you go till you bless me. I ain't letting you go. That's what Kalah is. That Psalms 119 and 81, my Napash Kalah. I'm not letting go of your salvation. I'm not letting go of your Torah. I'm not letting go of your covenant. Y'all see? And then I looked this up in the Greek. The Greek, and that's where the English got it from. The English people went to the Greek and tried to make a translation. And going to the Greek, they used this word, some crazy word that means to stop, to cease, to die. It's like my soul dies for your salvation. My soul stops for your salvation. That's why, Mashapop, you stay in your lane. You keep doing what the Most High is blessing you with. Other people ain't going to be able to have conversations with you. I don't care if they're Israelites. I don't care if they calling themselves Morays, captains, generals. If they're not being restored like we are, they're not going to be able to have conversations with you. Even in the Greek, you have the Christians taunting the Greek. Well, you got to look it up in the Greek. Here's a perfect textbook example how the Greek language is terrible. The English is even worse. My soul faints for your salvation makes no sense. My napash Kalah. I'm clinging on. I'm holding on. Man, any comments or questions about that word? So I was just excited to share that. It's the perfect example, and it gives me confirmation that what we're doing is fruitful. And the level that the Most High is taking us to, we just can't keep going back and forth with people. You know, if you have an opportunity to share something, go ahead and share it. And when that person comes back with some like emotional replies or just with their congregation's teachings, just bid them shalom and just move on. Because if they don't have the humility to see, we just have a bunch of cliques popping up. Well, we do it like this, so that's all I know. And now you're not even willing to entertain that what you've been learning is wrong. And that's one thing I'm never going to be content with here. If you see something that we have taught or broke down that appears to be in error, it could be wrong. So I don't care if you just, got baptized last month. If you've been studying or the Most High is dealing with you and showing you something, we as your brothers and sisters, we want to know, because if it's wrong, why should I be ashamed and embarrassed? The Most High just restored my sight, 1999, the brother witnessed to me. So that's like 20-something years. I'm still a babe. Why would I be embarrassed that I put something out wrong? I've been in captivity all my life. But you get these brothers because they want to grow these channels. They want to grow these communities. Now they don't want to look like they don't know what they're talking about, so they puffed up with pride, and they can't even entertain what they've been taught or shown is wrong. And we're not doing that here. As if the Most High reveals something to you, and you could be right. So share it. And if you're wrong, we're going to walk you with the witnesses how that's incorrect. But if you're right, we're gonna recant and correct what we put out. Like, yo, this brother, Most High just blessed him with some sight, and this is on point. This is on point. Any comments or questions about today's word, Kalah? So again, I'm just showing that our native tongue is unmatched by the pagans, and our native tongue unlocks the true word of Yah. That's what we're saying here. All praise to the great I Am. I pray somebody was